Hey ladies, so today I did a look for you using only Shadowsense. The only thing that is not Shadowsense is my mascara and my foundation, as it wouldn't really work well if you use Shadowsense for those things. But it's a crazy versatile product. You can use it for concealer, highlighter, blush, obviously eyeshadow, your lip color, as well as your contour and highlight. So if you guys want to see how to get this look, keep watching and I will show you how. So I'm going to start by using Candlelight and a damp Real Techniques blending sponge. I'm just going to apply the Candlelight Shadowsense under my eyes like I would normal concealer and use that damp blender sponge to blend it out. Now I'm going to use that same Candlelight on my problem areas and the same blending sponge to blend it out. Now I'm going in with Mocha Java for my brows, and for this I'm using an angled eyeliner brush I got off of Amazon. Any will do, and I just get a little bit of product and start on my inner corner of my brow. I start by using the brush vertically and then just turn it to get my beginning line, and then I just turn it to the side to fill in the rest, and I'm just following the natural shape of my brows. And I'm going to do the same to the other side. One thing you'll notice is frustrating with your brows is they are not identical. One of my brows is more rounded and the other one has more of a natural arch, so I have to make the rounded one mimic the one with the natural arch. Once I get the brows basically filled in, I'm just going to go back and fill in any spots where I can see the skin underneath because I want it to all be very brown. I'm not too worried about any mistakes that I make because I'm going to go in with another color and fix them later. Now I like to look at myself head on so that I can make the brows look more like each other to match and be very even. Now I'm going in with Candlelight's Shadowsense again and a small concealer brush from Icicle. I'm going to try to get as much product off the wand as possible and then just dip the tip right back in to get a little bit of product because I want it very concentrated on the tip because I'm going to be outlining my brows. And again, this gets rid of any mistakes and just really gives a sharp look. Taking that small concealer brush, I'm just going to pull the product down, and this is why I do my brows before I do my eyeshadow because I don't want to mess up my eye look. Once I'm done with the bottom, I pull up for the top. And now I'm going to do the exact same thing for the other brow. Now I'm going in with that damp Real Technique sponge again and just blending out any lines that the brush may have left. After that, I'm going in with Candlelight again. Can you tell this is a staple? And a Real Techniques large eye brush. And I'm just going to use the applicator to put the Candlelight on directly on my lid, and then just use the brush to blend it out to a matte finish. You would put this on just like you would any eye primer. I like to have a neutral color when starting on my lid. And this will get rid of any redness for me. Now I'm going to go in with Pink Frost, and I'm just going to use a Real Techniques shading brush. I'm again going to apply it straight to my lid and then use the shading brush to just make it more matte. Now I'm going to go in with some shadow guards. You just peel the adhesive off and apply it to your eye. I would recommend sticking it to the back of your hand first to get some of the adhesive off, as it can be kind of hard to pull if you do not. And I'm just going to apply that to both. These are great for beginners, and also if you want a very dramatic look for your eye, it works really well. And also if you struggle with winged eyeliner, this works really well too until you get the muscle memory down. Now I'm going with Mulberry Shadowsense, and I am just using a flat shading brush. I'm not too worried about the brush because the shadow guards are going to save me in that respect. And I'm just going to apply it with the applicator and blend it out a little bit with that brush. Now I'm going in with Pink Posey to warm up that color a little bit, and I'll apply that to the outer corner of my eye. And for this I'm using a fluffy crease brush. It's just one that I picked up from Target maybe a year ago, so it's not a very specific brush, just anything that's super fluffy and made for creases. Once I have that, I'm going to use Garnet Shadowsense to darken up that crease a little bit in the outer corner. And I'm going to use just a little bit because I don't want it to be too dark. And also these colors are very pigmented, so when you're using the darker colors, you want to make sure to only use a little bit. You can always darken it up later if you need. Now I'm going in with the Onyx Shadowsense, and I am going in with a little brush from EcoTools. EcoTools is great for these smaller brushes. They make a lot of smudge brushes, and they just are perfect for small areas. This will probably be easier for you guys because you can use both hands in your mirror. I was holding a mirror, so I had to use only one, but I'm just going to take that Onyx and just pat it into my waterline on my eye. And it's totally okay to do this with Shadowsense. A lot of people ask that. Now I'm going to take the same Onyx color, but this time I'm going to use an angled eyeliner brush. I love these because they just get in the corners so well. I just pick up a little bit of product and then just apply my eyeliner like I normally would. I try to start in the middle and work to the inner corner and then just bring it out, and I usually do my wing at the very end. And now I'm going to do the exact same thing to the other eye. The one thing I love about using Shadowsense for my eyeliner is, of course, that it doesn't smudge, but I also love that I get to use the other fun colors. Like, I'm not limited to just black and brown. And again, these shadow guards are a lifesaver for winged eyeliner. You just pull it out a little bit and then connect it at the outer top with your line, and you're good to go. Now I just peel these off, and I'm ready for the rest of my makeup. So now I'm going to go in with Mocha Java, and I'm going to use a Real Techniques contour sponge for this. Again, it's damp just because it blends so much better when it is. And I'm just going to take that Mocha Java and just put a small line, and then I'm going to blend it out with that sponge. And the same thing on the other cheek. I like to add a little bit of a contour towards my hairline as well. And you can really use this color for anything you want to contour. Some people like to contour their noses. It doesn't work as well for me, but you could do that. It's basically just anywhere you would normally contour. And you have a little bit of playtime before Shadowsense dries to where it's non-smudge, so I just try to work quickly so I can get it as blended as possible. And I also like to contour under my jaw because it slims down my face just a little bit. Now I'm going to go in with Mulberry for my blush, and I'm just using a small blush brush from EcoTools. I like this one because it blends out the color really well. You won't want any blush brush that's too fluffy for Shadowsense. And then I'm just going to add a small dot and just really blend that out. And again, with this you'll want to work quickly just so you don't have a concentrated dot on your cheek. And it's going to look a little brighter on this video than it would in real life because I'm in very harsh light. Now I'm going in with Sandstone Pearl Shimmer Shadowsense, and I'm also going in with that same contour and highlight sponge from Real Techniques. And I just add 3 small dots on the top of each cheek and 2 by my eyebrow. And then just use the tip of that sponge to really blend it out. And I love the highlight this gives me. It's just a very pale gold, and it's super pretty and so blendable. And again, you can add this anywhere you would add highlight. I like my Cupid's bow and down the middle of my nose. Some people would also add their chin and maybe the middle of their forehead. Basically, a highlight should do anywhere the sun would naturally hit. But I just really like to do my cheekbones, my Cupid's bow, and down my nose. Now that that's blended out, I'm going in with our Lashsense in black. And I just kind of use a curling motion on my lashes. And then just go on the outside and just pull up a little bit. And of course I have to do the other eye. I went ahead and put some false lashes on, and now I'm going in with our black Lashsense again, just to blend them out a little bit better with my natural eyelashes so they look a little more real, even though they're dramatic. I got these from Walmart, and they're just a basic lash, no wing or anything. This is our Lipsense color in Icicle. And you're going to get only a little bit for this first layer on your lips, and you use it just like you do normal Lipsense, one direction, one layer, because we're going to do our other layers with Shadowsense. And then you just wait for that to dry. Now I'm going to use this retractable liner brush for pouty pink on my lips. I'm just going to take a little bit and apply that to my lips. I don't like using the same applicator that I use for my eyes because your mouth has a lot of bacteria in it, and you don't want to transfer that to your eye if you use that same Shadowsense later for your eyeshadow. And I also love that I can line it so well, and it's so precise. So that's another reason I like using this brush, and I just got it off of Amazon. Once you get the Shadowsense layer on, you're going to want to wait about 5 minutes to let it really dry. Once that layer is dry, you're going to go back in with Icicle, and this time you want a ton of product on that wand, and you don't want to press it into your lips. You're going to barely touch, and again, a ton of product. I actually use 4 pumps when I do this. 2 for each side of my lip. And this layer you're really going to want to let dry before you gloss. And then of course you can choose any gloss you want. I'm using matte today. And if you did it right, there should not be any color on your Icicle wand or your gloss wand. And that is the finished look, ladies. I hope you enjoy, and please subscribe.